Have you ever heard that saying, what you focus on expands?
Hmm.
Or maybe, what if your thoughts really truly held the secret to everything you desired? It's like a powerful idea, almost enchanting, isn't it?
It really is. Taps into something deep.
Totally. And today we're jumping into a deep dive on something that, well, captivated millions. The Secret and its whole core idea, the law of attraction.
Yeah, this wasn't just some book. It sparks a global thing,
Yeah.
promising huge changes just through, well, thinking positively.
Right. And to navigate something this big, this influential.
Well, we pulled together a pretty comprehensive analysis. Think of it as a deep review, a critical look at the secret.
So not just repeating what it says.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Our goal is to unpack its main ideas,
Yeah.
but also to really examine the strengths people talk about and then face the weaknesses, the criticisms it's gotten.
So you, our listener, get a balanced, kind of nuanced view of it all.
Exactly. A fair shake.
It's fascinating, though. Looking through all the material for this deep dive, what struck me was how it takes this massive idea and makes it sound so simple, so accessible.
Mm-hmm. That's a big part of its appeal.
Okay, so let's unpack this then. What is The Secret really about? How much of it actually holds up when you look closely?
And what are the key takeaways for you? The useful bits, maybe some surprising facts we found.
Let's do it. So for someone maybe just hearing about this, how do you boil down the absolute core of The Secret, the law of attraction? What's the main thing?
Okay, so at its heart, the secret is all about the law of attraction. It presents it as this unbreakable universal rule, like gravity.
Okay.
The basic idea is like attracts like, meaning your thoughts, your feelings, especially the strong positive or negative ones, are like energy signals you're constantly sending out.
Right.
And the universe, supposedly, picks up on these signals and sends back experiences, people, situations that match whatever frequency you're broadcasting.
So positive thoughts attract positive things.
Yeah, focus on abundance, you get abundance. Dwell on lack, you attract more lack. It's framed as this constant feedback loop. Your inner world shaping your outer world.
Wow. That's a bold claim. That our thoughts aren't just internal stuff, but actual magnets changing reality.
It is bold.
Right.
And the book doesn't just leave it as a theory, right? It gives people concrete steps, things to do to use this law.
Ah, okay. So what are those practices?
Exactly. It's not just thinking. It gives you actionable techniques.
Yeah.
First up is visualization,
Okay, I've heard of that.
right? It means daily imagining your goals, but really feeling them, like vividly picturing them as if they've already happened.
So not just a quick daydream.
No, much more deliberate. Seeing yourself in the dream job, feeling the steering wheel of that car, walking through that house, and crucially, feeling the emotions of having it now. That feeling is meant to be the strong signal.
Got it. Intense, immersive. What else?
Then there's affirmation. This involves repeating positive statements, things to, like, solidify your beliefs and reprogram your subconscious.
Like mantra.
Sort of. Short, powerful phrases like, I am wealthy, I am attracting abundance, I am healthy. Repeating them over and over is supposed to bypass limiting beliefs and align your vibrational frequency with what you want.
Okay. Visualization, affirmation. Is there a third?
Yes, gratitude. This is about consciously maintaining a positive outlook by being genuinely thankful for what you already have.
So appreciating the good stuff now.
Exactly. And the book argues this isn't just about feeling nice. A grateful mindset supposedly raises your frequency, making you an even stronger magnet for more good things. Acknowledge the good to attract more good, basically.
Interesting. It's striking how much the focus is on the mindset, right? The internal state. These practices, visualization, affirmations, gratitude, they sound familiar. You hear about them in a lot of self-help contexts. Is there something unique about how The Secret presents them?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, these tools pop up everywhere in self-help. The Secret really frames them as direct levers for manifestation, not just for, say, personal growth or changing behavior.
Ah, so it's more causal, like thought directly causes the result.
It implies a very strong, almost magical link, yeah. And while the book heavily emphasizes thoughts and feelings, it does sometimes mention needing to take action.
Okay, so action isn't totally ignored.
It's there, but it's often framed almost as an afterthought, like inspired action that just happens effortlessly once your thoughts are right. It's definitely not the focus of the instructions. The vibe is that thought does the heavy lifting.
Right, the action part feels a bit secondary. Now, you mentioned its huge appeal. What about the style of the book? What makes it so easy for people to get into?
Oh, the style is absolutely key to its success. It's written in a super accessible, conversational way. No dense academic language. It feels easy to pick up.
Like talking to a friend?
Kind of, yeah. You've
Yeah.
got a short, punchy chapters, sometimes just a couple of pages. Lots of inspirational quotes scattered throughout from historical figures, thinkers,
Okay.
and tons of personal stories. Anecdotes from people who supposedly used the secret to get rich, find love, overcome big problems.
So, lots of examples.
Exactly. The whole tone is very motivational, like a pep talk. It relies much more on these stories, philosophical points, and testimonials from the featured experts, mostly self-help figures, than on hard scientific proof.
Makes sense.
All that makes it incredibly fast to read, emotionally engaging. It feels less like studying and more like uncovering, well, a secret. That's a huge part of the charm for many people.
It definitely sounds like it hits a nerve, tapping into that desire for control, for positive change.
Okay, so while we've hinted at skepticism, let's be fair. There's a reason this resonated so deeply.
Absolutely.
Let's dig into that now. What makes its message so powerful for so many? What did our sources really point to as its biggest strength?
Yeah, what came through loud and clear from the sources is its power as a motivational uplift. Seriously, for lots of people feeling down, stuck, or just overwhelmed by negativity,
Yeah.
The Secret can be like an instant shot of optimism. It gives you this simple, compelling idea, hey, you've got more power here than you think.
Right, shifting the focus inward. Exactly. That message alone can flip someone's perspective from feeling like a victim to feeling empowered. It breeds hope, possibility. It's like a burst of positive energy when maybe you really need one.
That totally makes sense. When things feel out of control, having something that seems like a clear path forward is incredibly attractive.
And what about the actual tools it suggests?
Good point. For someone brand new to self-improvement, those tools, visualization, gratitude, affirmations, they're really practical and usable.
If it's to start.
Very. They aren't complicated theories. They're concrete routines you can start right away.
Yeah.
Our sources noted that they give you a tangible starting point for working on your mindset.
So a sense of doing something.
Oh, precisely. It gives you a sense of agency, a structured way to engage with growth, even if you're skeptical about the whole law of attraction mechanism itself. Write one line of gratitude, visualize for 5 minutes. It feels doable.
And that connects to its accessibility, right?
Yes.
You mentioned the style, no heavy jargon. Exactly. That easy-to-read style makes it approachable for almost anyone, whatever their background. No psychology degree needed.
Right.
And that, combined with the strong message of self-empowerment, you control your thoughts, you can influence your life, that allowed millions to feel, maybe for the first time, like they had some control.
That impact becoming a global thing, you really can't deny that part, can you?
You really can't. It offered this compelling story of personal power, that your destiny isn't just random, it's something you help shape. That was incredibly liberating for a huge audience.
Okay, that's a powerful case for its positive impact. But like anything promising the world, we have to look at the other side.
Absolutely crucial.
Where does The Secret fall short? What are the big criticisms our sources brought up?
Right. This is where the critical analysis really kicks in.
Yeah.
While the ideas are appealing, The Secret faces some pretty hefty weaknesses and criticisms, especially from, say, scientific and ethical viewpoints. What's fascinating is, some basic psychological ideas do overlap a bit, like optimism, well-researched, helps resilience, setting clear goals, boosts motivation. We know this stuff, but the massive leap the book makes that your thoughts alone manifest reality, that thinking can literally bend the physical world to your will. That's where the scientific community mostly says, hold on a minute.
Not so fast.
Exactly. The really bold claims just lack solid empirical scientific evidence. There's no consistent, repeatable proof that, intensely thinking about a sports car makes one magically appear.
Right.
So many core claims end up looking oversimplified, even weak, when you try to test them scientifically.
So it's not that positive thinking is useless, but the mechanism and the scale of the power claimed. That's the issue for science.
Precisely. And linked to that evidence problem is another major criticism our sources flagged. Something called survivor bias or cherry picking. Can you unpack that?
Sure. Basically, the book relies heavily on success stories, right? These amazing anecdotes of transformation. That's the cherry picking. You only pick the examples that fit your argument. You ignore the ones that don't. And by focusing only on those successes, you get survivor bias. We only hear from the people who apparently won using the law of attraction.
So we don't hear from the people it didn't work for.
Exactly. We have no idea how many people tried it all, visualized, affirmed, felt grateful, and nothing happened, or things even got worse. It paints this picture that success is guaranteed if you just do it right. But that ignores the complexity, the failures. It's an incomplete data set, basically.
That sounds like a pretty fundamental issue with how it argues its case. And that leads into something even more concerning for many critics, the ethical side, the potential for blaming people for bad luck.
Yeah, this is a big one. If you follow the logic of The Secret strictly, what does it imply when something bad does happen?
Well, it implies that if someone gets sick, or has an accident, or faces financial ruin, they must have attracted it. Through negative thoughts or not being positive enough,
Which sounds like,
blaming the victim.
yeah.
And it can be incredibly harmful. Imagine telling someone battling cancer that they somehow brought it on themselves with their thinking.
Oh, that's rough.
It adds guilt and shame when they're already suffering. Plus, it could dangerously steer people away from getting actual medical help or taking practical steps, thinking positive thoughts alone are the cure. It puts this immense burden for random, systemic, or just plain bad luck entirely on the individual's mind.
That's a really powerful point about those unintended harmful consequences. And related to that, there's the criticism of just overpromising, right? Setting people up.
Exactly. In its effort to be super inspiring, the book can paint this picture where all desires are just effortlessly within reach through thought alone. Instant riches, perfect health, miracle cures.
Which isn't always reality.
Far from it. And this can lead to huge disappointment. Someone follows all the steps, visualizes, affirms, feels grateful, but they still face job loss or illness or housing problems.
Then they feel like they failed.
Yeah, the message can make them feel like they did something wrong, that they weren't good enough at it. Instead of empowerment, it can lead to feelings of inadequacy. It totally glosses over things like hard work, skills, systemic barriers, networking, and just sheer luck, which often play a much bigger role in achieving big goals.
Okay, so we have the uplift and accessible tools on one side, and the lack of science, cherry-picking, ethical issues, and overpromising on the other. It's quite a mix.
It really is.
So navigating this, how should someone approach The Secret? Can you actually get value from it without, buying into the potentially problematic parts?
Absolutely. Our deep dive really points towards a balanced perspective. For short-term benefits, those tools, they can actually be pretty useful as psychological aids.
How so?
Well, we suggest trying things like daily gratitude journaling. It doesn't have to be elaborate, just jotting down 1 or 2 things you're thankful for. Simple stuff. Maybe you spend 5 or 10 minutes visualizing each day. But maybe focus more on how you want to feel confident, calm, energized, rather than just the specific thing you want to manifest.
Right, focus on the internal state.
Yeah. And use simple positive affirmations, especially if you catch yourself thinking negatively. These things can genuinely boost your mood, sharpen your focus, help you feel more optimistic. Those are real psychological benefits. They can give you a mental lift.
Okay, that makes sense. Using the tools for mindset management. But what's the bigger picture takeaway?
The most meaningful takeaway, maybe the real secret if you want to call it that, is what we're calling the balanced approach.
Okay.
It's about combining that positive thinking, that mindset work, with a realistic action plan.
Thought plus action.
Exactly. One source put it perfectly. Thought plus action equals more meaningful results. Think about it. Visualizing your dream career. That creates a clear target, an inspiring mental blueprint. It motivates you, but you still need to build the road to get there. That means, updating your resume, learning new skills, talking to people in the field, actually going to interviews and doing well.
The vision inspires the work.
Precisely. Relying just on the vision, the map, without actually walking the path, well, you don't get very far. This balanced view stresses needing skills, effort, persistence. Thoughts provide the why and the what. Actions provide the how.
That feels much more grounded.
And one absolutely critical point here, the mental health caveat, super important.
Okay, what's that?
While positive thinking can be a nice add-on for mood or resilience, for serious clinical issues, depression, anxiety disorders, other mental illnesses, you absolutely need professional help. Therapists, doctors.
So The Secret isn't therapy.
Definitely not. Positive thinking alone is not a cure for these conditions. It should never, ever replace proper medical or psychological treatment. Relying only on The Secret for serious health problems could be really dangerous, delaying help that's actually needed.
Crucial distinction. Okay, so after weighing all this, who is The Secret really for, and who should maybe steer clear, or at least be super cautious?
Well, our analysis suggests it's probably best for folks looking for that motivational kickstart, maybe feeling a bit stuck.
Okay.
or people just beginning their self-improvement journey
Yeah.
who
Okay.
want some simple, accessible tools to try out.
Yeah.
Or even just someone curious about mindset techniques,
Yeah.
but who isn't going to take every claim literally. It can be a gentle intro to things like goal setting or positive self-talk.
Right. And who should maybe avoid it or be extra careful?
You probably want to avoid it or at least approach it with major skepticism if you're someone who really needs solid scientific proof before you believe something.
If you need the data.
Exactly. Or, and this is important, if you're in a really vulnerable spot right now, dealing with serious illness, deep grief, major financial crisis.
Why then especially?
Because in those situations, the oversimplified advice, the potential blame the victim vibe or the false hope from overpromising could actually be harmful, not helpful. Critical thinking is absolutely essential.
Got it. Okay, so wrapping this all up, the final verdict from our deep dive review gave The Secret a 3.5 out of 5. We definitely acknowledge its power to inspire people and that the tools it offers can be useful for shifting mindset. They're accessible.
Yeah, the inspirational quality is undeniable.
But it's also clear that some of the core claims, especially about thoughts directly causing physical manifestation, are way overstated. And the scientific backing for that specific mechanism is, well, pretty thin.
Right. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, maybe the real power isn't just in the thought itself. Maybe it's in what the thought inspires you to do.
Back to thought plus action.
Exactly. Using these tools, visualization, gratitude, affirmations with a critical mind, understanding their psychological effects rather than expecting literal magic. That can lead to genuine improvements. But just blindly trusting every claim, especially the unproven ones, that carries real risks.
So the true value is in that combo. Positive vision and concrete steps.
That seems to be the most grounded and useful takeaway. Thought informs action, action makes things happen.
So reflecting on all this, what does it mean for you, the listener? How might you harness the power of a positive mindset, of visualization, getting that clear, inspiring picture, but still ground your dreams in realistic effort and, importantly, critical awareness?
Yeah, how do belief and action intersect when it comes to your goals?
Something to think about. How do you blend that inner vision with the outer work in your own life? Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.